I was 22 when we got married. My husband was very pro-life, very against the thought of abortion. But for me, on the other end, I was completely for it. Sometimes we would find ourselves like butting heads about it. You know, he asked me, do you believe in abortion? And I say, absolutely. It's a woman's choice. It's a woman's right. When I came up here for high school, you know, a lot of girls were like, yeah, you can just go down the street from our high school and get abortion pills, like if anything does happen. So I just accepted it because that's just how the world up here ran. I never thought to even question it. I got married in June and we found out that we were pregnant that following March. I ended up getting really sick around week 7. I remember just feeling so nauseous and they would say, oh, that's normal. It's just morning sickness. But every day, and it got to the point that I couldn't eat, I ended up being hospitalized in bed for like 8 days straight without eating anything. And they said that I had hyperemesis gravidarum, which is severe morning sickness. And this is the point where I start questioning if I'm gonna be able to do another 30 plus weeks of this. And I just remember just waking him up at night and saying, Eric, I don't think I can do this. It's just beating me up. I'm sick, I'm helpless. I think I want an abortion. He just simply texted me and he showed me a video of the realities of what abortion was. And I saw an instrument ripping the baby's leg off, limb by limb, arm and arm, up until the point it was just the head dangling inside the mother's stomach. And I immediately got sick again. I said, I could not go through with that. That video from Live Action saved my child's life. The day that I turned 14 weeks, miraculously, all those symptoms just went away. I woke up and it was so weird. I was like, I don't feel sick. I'm into the second trimester. I'm living life. I'm happy. We end up finding out that she was a baby girl. But maybe a week after, I get a call from my doctor's office. She says, well, this is a little bit more serious. You were a positive carrier of cystic fibrosis, and your baby has a 40% chance of having that. They rarely make it to see age 45. Really, the real average age is 18. The second issue was that she had a calcified area in her heart. She continued on to tell me that my child had 3 out of 11 markers for Down syndrome. My husband and I packed up and went to the hospital. They get into further details about the treatments they would have to undergo, the type of surgeries they would have to do, what the likelihood of them living through this kind of surgery would be. I'm just scared at this point, and she's just laying it on me. This is where she says, you know, if you don't feel that you're able to deal with a sick child, you can have an abortion, you can return to your life as usual and try again. It was like a tug of war in my mind that was happening on our way back home. I'm going into my 3rd trimester, and the bad news does not stop. I have to go 2 to 3 times a week to these testings. They tell me your baby didn't pass. And so at that point, they'll take you back for an ultrasound, and they were placing the monitor on my stomach. And she actually balled up her fist and punched right where the monitor was at. And so I took it as a sign, as like, she's telling these doctors, stop giving me bad news. I'm alive and I'm doing well. And I just said, you know what? If my baby is going to be sick, that's how she's gonna be born. I had no issues, no complications with giving birth. They told me my baby may be malnourished. I gave birth to an 8-pound baby. And that goes to prove that these doctors' diagnosis of your baby isn't the end-all be-all of your child's life. My baby was born perfectly healthy. When I saw her, when I was in the hospital holding her, I would sob and cry. I was gonna abort this beautiful baby girl. I would never have known the love that a mother could have for her child. Even if my child had been born with everything the doctors had said, I still would have loved her. I'm glad that I went through it all, and now I have this child, because whether the child is sick or not, you love that child. Just because a moment in your life is bad, that doesn't mean that the rest of your life is gonna be bad. You have to say, you know what? This is my situation, and I'm gonna own it. Keep enduring, and things are gonna turn around. Here I am today as a woman who is fully pro-life, and I came from the opposite end, and I now will always support life.
I love you.
Love you too.